Hey guys, welcome to part 1 of my answer videos. Thank you guys so much for asking such great thought-provoking questions. I had a lot of fun figuring out my answers for them, and now I look forward to sharing them. So we're just gonna jump right in. I have no idea how long this is gonna take. Depends on how long the questions are and how long it takes me to answer them, I guess. First off, we start with James's question, aka my DVD reviews. He asks, have you ever heard of the show Are You Afraid of the Dark? If so, what are your favorite episodes? I definitely have heard of Are You Afraid of the Dark. As a kid, Nickelodeon was pretty much the only channel I watched. I love the show when I was younger, and I don't really remember the episodes very specifically, the titles and everything, but there is one episode that definitely stuck with me. It was the episode where I think it was set in a school. They had a pool in their gym, and there was a creature or something living in the pool, and it would pull people under and drown them. And I remember they had to pour some kind of chemical on him to make it visible, and he turned like a red color. I don't know if anybody knows what episode I'm talking about. Maybe you can refresh my memory a little better, but that's definitely the one that sticks with me the most because I was terrified to go swimming for the longest time after I saw that episode. So that's definitely the one that sticks with me. Like I said, I haven't seen it in years and years, so I don't know if I could pick a favorite. I'd have to rewatch the series first, but that's the most memorable one. Forkerball asks, what got you, he has 5 questions. What got you into the film collecting hobby? I've been buying films for as long as I can remember. I think it was after I joined YouTube, really, that I jumped into really serious collecting, and by serious collecting I mean going after box sets and special editions and buying shelves and displaying things. But as far as films go, I've always been into buying them. Little story quickly, just to show how far back it goes. It goes back to VHS tapes, but this was actually one of my first DVD memories of buying like a DVD, being really excited. I was in the 5th grade, so it was around 2000. So DVDs had just came out, so they were still pretty pricey, and I was obsessed with The Mummy Returns. I just fell in love with that movie after my best friend and I got to see it in the theaters, so I couldn't wait for it to come out. And I had saved enough money. I knew I had, but I don't know, I was so worried something was going to happen. I was going to lose that money or something, that for that entire week or so, the money that my mom gave me for lunch at school, I saved it so I could make sure I could buy the movie the day it came out. And we even had a book fair at school that week, and I loved book fairs when I was a kid, but I even held out on not buying anything there just to make sure I could buy that movie the day it came out, because, yeah, so, I mean, like I said, I've been crazy about movies for as long as I can remember, so, and YouTube was kind of the stepping stone into quote-unquote collecting, I guess you could say. Question number 2, if you had a third foot, would it be a left foot or a right foot? I'm gonna go with right. I'm right-handed, so I can have an extra right foot. I don't know. It makes sense in my brain. I don't know, third foot would be very inconvenient though. Is there a film you want to see a sequel to? This is one I had to think about because a lot of the films that I want sequels for are getting sequels. And there are a lot of like films that I absolutely adore, but they just don't lend themselves to sequels at all. Not to mention a lot of them are older films, and there's absolutely no chance of the cast ever coming back to do a sequel. And but the one I finally came up with, I was looking through my collection and I finally came up with a film, and it is Snow White and the Huntsman. There were rumors floating around, not around the time the movie came out, that they were indeed doing a sequel, but I haven't heard anything since. But I think it is definitely open for a sequel. I think there is some more of the story left to tell, and there's definitely, definitely room for a sequel that I don't think would feel forced or anything. It could really tie into this movie very easily. So I like this movie a lot. I think it was absolutely beautiful. despite all the drama and all that junk with the director and Kristen Stewart and whatever. I don't really care about that, but the movie itself was visually amazing, and I'd love to see what they did with this sequel. Like I said, tons of movies that that already have like 3 or 4 installments that I want a sequel to, but a sequel I feel is like a second movie, so I didn't really go into franchises or anything. How tall are you? I'm between 5'8" and 5'9". I don't remember exactly the exact measurement. It's been a while since I measured how tall I was, but somewhere between 5'8" and 5'9". What is your favorite British film of all time? I feel like I haven't seen too many, like, British films, especially older British films, I guess. So I was having a little trouble going through, because I have a lot of films that have British casts, but I'm not sure if it was like considered a British film. But I picked one that I feel would definitely be in that category. Oh gosh, excuse me. It has a British cast. It's about a British monarch. It's obviously set in England. But I picked The Young Victoria. I love this film so much. It's so wonderfully done. It's obviously about the early years of Queen Victoria's reign and Prince Albert, and just a phenomenal film. I know a lot of people kind of aren't into the whole period piece costume drama genre, but I do think this film is worth a watch, just for the great acting and the beautiful costumes, and learned quite a few things about Queen Victoria that I did not know, so it was very interesting. So that was my choice for right now. Alright, awesome. Thanks so much for the questions. Next up, we have the Top 20 Freak. First question, have you ever seen American Idol, or do you have zero interest in reality singing shows? Yeah, I've seen American Idol. I think just about everybody has seen American Idol. But no, I don't like reality shows. I don't watch them. I don't keep up with them. I don't care about them. I'm sorry if you do. By all means, go and enjoy them if that's your thing. It's just not mine. Like I said, it's not that big a deal to me. I used to watch Survivor back in the early seasons. That's the only reality show I ever kind of kept up with. And every couple seasons or so, maybe I'll try and start watching it, but I've got so much stuff that I watch right now, it's hard to keep up. But like I said, reality shows are your thing. By all means, enjoy them. I know tons of people that love American Idol, and that's fine. That's awesome. Just not my thing. And what are your least favorite movies during the animated Disney Renaissance period? Just in case you don't know, which I'm sure most of you probably do, the Disney Renaissance period starts from the late 80s, and I had to go online and see when it ended. Most of the general consensus was that it ended with Tarzan, so I'm going to go with that. So any of those movies in between that time period, and of course, I think I mentioned my top 3 Disney films of all time, and they just so happen to be from the Disney Renaissance era. The first one being The Lion King, second, The Little Mermaid, and third, Beauty and the Beast. So those are my favorites. I don't really have any least favorites. I really liked all the movies from that period. Disney really can't mess up when it comes to their animated classics. I think the Renaissance period was their best period, but that's just my opinion. So it's really hard not to like any of the films from that era. Plus, it's when I was growing up. So I remember watching them all, and I have very fond feelings for all of them. Okay, next up, the Mastermind asks, what's your favorite movie of all time? I've never been able to choose a favorite movie of all time. It's just too hard, and I'm too indecisive. I envy those people that can make top 20 lists, top 100 lists. Lots of you guys, I've watched your videos, and you're very definitive. Like when you add a new movie, you can shift them around, and there's your new list. I can't do that. I can't make a list. It would change every hour if I had to do that, so I can't. I'm sorry. What's your favorite genre? I'm probably getting either. I like quite a few actually. I like dramas. I love a good character piece. I do like romances, well done romances, and don't confuse the romance for meaning romantic comedy. Those are not included. I see those as a separate genre. So, like, a good example of a good romance would be, and I just watched these, this is why it comes to mind, but like, Before Sunset and oh gosh, I just messed that up, I think. Before Sunset, Before Sunrise, the ones with Julie Delphi. Those are like quality romance movies. I just watched some of those, so like movies like that. And I know there's a million more because I have a million more in my collection, but those are the kind of examples I want to use for good romance films. And of course, Gone with the Wind. Hello, it's right behind me. But I also like. I'm not a horror fan, but I do love a subgenre of horror films, the werewolf films. But that's kind of a small genre. The good werewolf films are few and far between, so I'm always looking for new ones. So if you have any to recommend, leave them below because that'd be awesome. But that's kind of a favorite subgenre, I guess you could say. But I like action and adventure too. Those are great. I guess you could call classic films a genre. I don't know, old films, classics. I don't know, but I'm just getting into those. If you haven't been able to tell from some of my updates, I'm trying to get into older films. So there we go. Have you ever seen Cannibal Holocaust? I have not seen the whole thing. I've seen clips. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get around to it. I just it didn't really do any. The clips that I saw didn't really grab my interest at all, really. So maybe we'll see. Next up, we have Radio Clash 81. Have you ever seen Butterflies Are Free from 1972? If not, you really need to check it out. I have not, but I did look it up, and it looks like a lot of fun. It got a lot of great reviews, so I will check that out if I come across it. It does look like a cute little movie. Okay, another question from the Mastermind. Favorite horror and favorite found footage film? Favorite horror film? Dog Soldiers. Favorite found footage film? I haven't really seen. I know there's quite a few of these that have come out lately, but I'm gonna have to go with Cloverfield just because that's the first one. It kind of started it, I think, or revamped it. I don't know. And I saw it in theaters, and I remember having a lot of fun seeing it up on the big screen. So, Cloverfield. That's the one I'm gonna go with. Alright, next one up from the Top 20 Freak. First question, are you keeping up with Glee? No, I don't watch it regularly. I don't think I'm going to continue after season 2. Around Black Friday, I bought the second season on Blu-ray for $13. I did like some of the episodes from season 2. They were a lot of fun. But it's not a show I keep up with. I think it's gotten really silly. And a lot of the cast members that I actually did like left or are not on there is they're not like regulars anymore. Personally, let's see, and they add, personally I think the show is going downhill fast. I agree. I'm sorry, I skipped one of the other questions. What's the last episode you watched? It was from season 2, and I think it was the Singing in the Rain episode with Gwyneth Paltrow, I think it was from season 2, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was from season 2. That's one I remember watching last. They keep changing, let's see, it's not what it was in the first 2 seasons, I agree, because I did think the first, and from what I've seen of the second season, it was really fun. I did show choir in high school, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give this a try. I like musicals, and it was just fun for what it was. I didn't take it too seriously. But I think part of the problem is they jammed a lot of storylines into the first 2 seasons, I guess, and now I think they've run out of ideas, and it's getting a little ridiculous. When I heard about the wedding between Rachel, Lea Michele's character, and Corey Monteith's character, I can't remember his name. He's not one of my favorite characters at all. But when I heard that, they were supposedly getting married, I thought that was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever heard. It's a high school show. Don't show teenagers trying to get married. It's ridiculous and stupid, and I think it's a horrible, horrible idea. But aside from that, I don't really know what much is going on with these couple seasons, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have plans to keep up with it. Alright, one more set of questions, and I will stop it and save the rest for part 2. HBO times 1,000 asks, would you date a man from the UK who's got a DVD and Blu-ray collection? I don't know if I would do a long-distance relationship. I think it would be just too hard, for me anyway. Kudos to those that can pull it off and make it work, but I don't think I could. It's the long-distance thing. I just couldn't do it. Not that I would love to, be in the UK, move to the UK someday. That would be awesome. The DVD and Blu-ray collection is a plus. Yay. That would be amazing if I could find somebody with a DVD and Blu-ray collection. Yeah. Do you think there was a JFK conspiracy? No, I don't. I think Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. That's just from all the things I've read, from all the documentaries I've seen. That's what I think. That's my opinion. I just don't think there was another shooter, was a government conspiracy or anything like that. Next question. Do you believe in a UFO conspiracy? That I kind of do. Just because there's just been too many. Too many things that don't seem right when there's like mass UFO sightings. Plus Area 51. I mean, I know military bases are supposed to be. Obviously they've got secrets in there, but that place is like you can't even get close enough to even see the base before they're on you with security. Like security guards and with machine guns and drones and all kinds of stuff. I mean, a lot of military bases, obviously people come to visit, soldiers leave, for the weekend or whatever, they come and go. You just have to obviously check in at the gate and all that, but Area 51, you can't even get up to where you can even see the thing, so I think they're hiding something there. That's just me. What do you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger returning to acting? I don't really have an opinion on Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not a really big fan of his. No, I don't really have an opinion. If that's what he wants to do, cool. But I really don't care. To be honest, I don't really care about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you like Expendables 1 and 2? I have not seen them yet. Do you like the Fast and the Furious series? I do. I love cars, so car movies are a plus with me. The first and the fifth are probably my favorite. And I know they're making more, so I might just wait for a box set to come out before I buy them, because I don't own any of them yet. What's your favorite Mel Gibson film? Not a fan of Mel Gibson, really. But I guess from the films I remember seeing, probably I'm gonna go with what most people's answer to this question is Braveheart, so I'm probably gonna have to go with that one. That or What Women Want, because I thought he was pretty funny in that. Him and Helen Hunt were pretty funny together, so. But I don't like him that much. Do you watch Finding Bigfoot or Ancient Aliens? I do not watch Finding Bigfoot. And I really, Ancient Aliens I've seen, I just don't keep up with it. I do watch the History Channel a lot, so it's been on quite a few times. I've just had the TV on the History Channel, and I've just caught a couple episodes or so. It's definitely interesting. They do bring up some interesting things, like they show all this old artwork with things that look very, very much like a flying saucer that people would describe today. Now, it could just, everybody has a different interpretation, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, some of them really did look like flying saucers, and there's just some other cool things that they pointed out, but I don't watch it regularly, but I have seen it. I'm gonna end it here. Thanks guys, as always, for watching. You guys are great, and I look forward to answering the rest of the questions. Please comment, subscribe, rate my videos, it'd be awesome. I'm gonna put some links down to where you can find me. A lot of people have been asking about Facebook. I don't really get on my Facebook that much, but so if you want to contact me, go send me a message right here on YouTube, or you can find me on Tumblr. I'm always on Tumblr these days. I'll leave a link to that. I'll leave a link to my Twitter. I'll leave a link to my Instagram. So there's lots of places you can find me. I just don't keep up with Facebook. I don't really get on that much, but so yeah, I look forward to part